Alright, what's up guys? VV back with another video. This time we got, we're going to be going over the Amethyst cards. This is like the part 2 to the spoilers I started originally. I started those before all the cards were released, so now we're kind of just wrapping it up. This will be the last video I have on the Lorcana stuff. These videos that I'm going to be releasing on the final spoilers that have come out. So just kind of preface that so you know what's going on. I did already do some videos, but then more and more cards came out. But I think they're about done. I think they've released all the cards now, or if they haven't, they've released like a good 95+%. So we got a good idea what's out there. So okay, let's go ahead and hop right into it, guys. I'm going to start where I left off. I've already gone over these cards. So if you want to see my my thoughts on these cards, then you'll have to watch the previous video on it. So let's go ahead and start off here at Befuddle. Okay, I should start off with Zeus, to be honest. But I did already include him, I think, in a video for Lorcana. So I'm just going to keep going. Basically, I think Zeus is very good because he's a 4-cost 4/4 rusher that quests for 2. Yeah, it's Challenger 4, so they can attack you when he's a 0. They can challenge Zeus and he'll just be a 0. But still, I think that card is very good. Probably a 6.5 or 7 out of 10. Because effectively, he takes out one of their characters, and now they have to deal with him, or he's questing for 2 for the rest of the game, right? So, or taking out more characters. So, very, very solid with Zeus. I'd probably give him like a 7 out of 10. Okay, so now definitely where we left off, Befuddle. Befuddle is a 1-cost action that is inkable. Return a character or item. With cost 2 or less to their player's hand. So that has very good utility. I think it's just a 6 out of 10. It's not removal. So think of it like this. You're paying 1 card, or well, you're paying 1 resource, and you're discarding a card from your hand to bounce one of their cards back to their hand, a character or item with cost 2 or less. And that's that. Right, so they can still play their character next turn. So I don't think this card is anything crazy, but it's also a decent utility card. It's not a bad card. And I do want to mention it's return a character or item with cost 2 or less to their player's hand. So you can use it on your own characters. If there's a character you want to bounce back to your hand that costs 2 or less, or an item that costs 2 or less that has a really good when you play this character type of effect, it could be very good like that. So I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. Okay, very nice. Next, we got Flotsam and Jetsam here. Okay, let's do Flotsam first. Flotsam is a 5-cost 3/4 that quests for 2. It has Rush and Dexterous Lunge. Your characters named Jetsam gain Rush. Okay, so Flotsam has Rush and can give Rush to Jetsam. Let's see what Jetsam has real quick. Jetsam is a 4-cost 3/3 quest for 1 with Evasive, and your characters named Flotsam gain Evasive. Okay, so they give each other what they have. I feel like it's backwards, though. Why would Flotsam give Rush to the character that comes out before him? Maybe that's for balance purposes, but I'm not a big fan of that because of that. Everything else seems fine on them. I'm fine with the 5-cost card having Rush, it being a 3/4 and questing for 2, whereas Jetsam being a 4-cost is inkable. It's a 3/3 that can quest for 1 and give Evasive. Yeah, that's excellent overall, though, I will say. And once you start getting multiples of these down, like say you already have 1 Jetsam and 1 Flotsam down, man, now you're just playing Jetsams to swing. You're playing Flotsams to swing. They all have evasion. You know, if they can't deal with that. So that is very good. I'm going to judge them as a whole piece. I think together, these are like an 8.5 out of 10. I think there's a lot of potential in these 2 cards here. Like I said, I wish it was the other way around. I wish it gave Rush, or I wish the lower cost character had Rush and the higher cost character had Evasive. But it's still very good either way. Okay, let's move on. Next, we have 4-cost 2/4 quest for 2 Anna, heir to Arendelle. Loving Heart. When you play this character, if you have a character named Elsa in play, choose an opposing character. The chosen character doesn't ready at the start of their next turn. Okay, so we're talking about some lockdown control here. Let's not forget which Elsa we're talking about. Now, it can be any Elsa, right? When you play this character, if you have a character named Elsa in play. Yeah, so it can be this one. But let's not forget about the 3-cost Elsa that this really goes with. So, remember, it was a 4-cost Anna, right? So, on turn 3, we're going to play Elsa, right? And then on turn 4, we're going to play our ink for the turn. We're going to exert Elsa to exert an opposing character. And then, if we can't really deal with that character, or maybe we don't want to deal with that character right now, Anna's now going to be able to lock it down. Right, the chosen character doesn't ready at the start of their next turn. So that is very good. That is a very powerful interaction there. I'm going to give that a 7.5 out of 10. I'll give it a 7 out of 10, actually, because it does require Elsa to be in play, or else it's nothing. In that case, she's just a 4-cost 2/4 that quests for 2, which is not bad. It's not nothing, I guess, but you know what I mean. It's not nearly as good as what it's intended to be. So, okay, very nice. I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Excellent. Okay, next we have Marshmallow. Marshmallow, 6 cost 5/5, quest for 1. Okay, and Durable, Persistent Guardian. I like that. When this character is banished in a challenge, you may return this card to your hand. Okay, let's see. When this character is banished in a challenge. So it does not specify if it challenged or if it was challenged. It doesn't care about that. It just wants to know, was this character banished in a challenge? If yes, then return it to your hand. If no, then it's banished into the discard pile, right? So in other words, if it is destroyed by an effect like a Dragon Breath or whatever Red has that just banishes a character, that will make it go to the trash. But in combat, quote unquote, in a challenge, it just never dies, realistically. It never goes away. It just goes right back to your hand. I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. It does cost a lot. It does only quest for 1. It's a 6 cost 5/5. That's all perfect, but it really seems specific in what it's trying to do. Okay, let's move on. Reflection. We got a 1 cost inkable. Oh, and that too. Marshmallow's not inkable. So if you get him early, he is very, very not good, right? Like he just kind of is sitting in your hand for 5 or 6 straight turns, maybe 7 turns, depending on how you draw. Okay, so let's keep going. So Reflection is inkable. It's a 1 cost song. That's interesting. A 1 cost song that's inkable. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Put them back on the top of your deck in any order. Okay, so this is deck manipulation. This is not drawing a card. I want to stress that. Do not read this as, okay, look at the top 3 cards, put them back in the order and draw a card. No, it's not that. You do not draw a card from this. You are paying 1 to manipulate the top 3 cards of your deck and put them in there the way you want them. And I don't like that this card doesn't have or put them on the bottom. I wish it... I don't know how to word it properly, but I wish it had the option to either keep them on the top or put them on the bottom. Forcing them to be on top and like putting them in the right order, you know, it can kind of be, I don't, maybe it'd be too strong the way that I'm saying, but as is, I feel like it's a little weak. I feel it's a little lackluster. I don't want to spend a card to draw 3 cards I'm going to draw eventually anyway, because it doesn't draw you any cards. Remember that. There's a typo in this. It says a character costs 2 or more can tap to sing the song for free when it should be 1. Anyway, let's keep going. Okay, and this is Lorcana. For those wondering, I'll have to put that in the comment section or in the details what website I'm using. Okay, let's keep going. Elsa, we got a 4 cost 4/4 that taps for 1. This is a totally vanilla character, just 5 out of 10. Excellent. It's fine. It's not good. It's not bad. It's just vanilla. Okay, Elsa, this is an 8 cost 4/6 that can shift for 6, so you can get it for a 2 resource discount if you put on top of another Elsa. And this card has Deep Freeze. Quest for 3, by the way. Quest for 3 is not inkable. Okay. Spirit of Winter. Deep Freeze. Here we go. When you play this character, exert up to 2 chosen characters. They cannot ready at the start of their next turn. Okay. That is very, very good. But is it worth 8? That's what we have to ask ourselves. Or is it worth... It's probably definitely worth 6. Because I'll tell you right now, a 6 cost 4/6 that would quest for 3... That is already pretty much worth 6. Tack on that ability, absolutely. I'm going to say this is like a 7 out of 10. A 4/6 is a lot to deal with. You can shift it in for 6 for on the cheap. And it quests for 3, has Deep Freeze to knock down 2 characters and they don't untap till the next turn. Yeah, I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. I'm actually going to change it to a 7.5 out of 10. Solid. Very cool card too. Okay, we got Tinkerbell. Okay. Tinkerbell is a 5 cost 3/3 with Evasive that quests for 2, and it has Loyal and Devoted. Your character's named Peter Pan, gain Challenger +1. Okay, I'm not really a big fan of this, you know. I haven't seen many Peter Pan cards so far, but maybe this card gets better and better over time. I'm just going to give this card a, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10 because it is a 5 cost, 3/3 that quests for 2 with evasive and can potentially help other cards in your deck like Peter Pan, but it's not inkable. It is not inkable, so I can't give it too high of a score. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, we got Jafar. We got a scary looking picture of Jafar here. Keeper of Secrets. 4 cost, 0/5 that quests for 2. Okay, inkable, 4 cost, 0/5 that quests for 2. This character gets +1 attack for each card in your hand. Wow. Okay, that's interesting. That is very interesting. Now, we do know purple has a lot of card draw. Okay, purple has a lot of card draw. Don't forget, this is the same color that Amethyst is, the same one that has draw 2 cards from friends on the other side. It's got Maleficent Sorceress that comes into play, draws a card. It has a lot of card draw and recursion. When you play this character, you may shuffle a card from your discard pile into the player's deck. No, that's not what it was this one. Whenever one of your broom characters is banished in a challenge, you may return that card to your hand. So there's a lot of recursion and card draw in purple. So this card might actually be very good. Where'd it go? Jafar, Hidden Wonders. I'm going to give this like a... It's a 0/5 that quests for 2. I'm going 8 out of 10 with this. I'm actually going to go 8 out of 10 with this because I think early on this is just going to be an absolute beater, just a bruiser on the battlefield or on the field, on the in play, however you want to say that. And then late game, okay, if you only have like 1 or 2 cards left in hand, well, he's still a 5 in the back, where he can quest for 2. I'm going to say this is like an 8 out of 10. I like this card. I do like this card quite a bit. But it might not pan out that way. We'll have to see how decks pan out and how gameplay is. But first impression, 8 out of 10. You know, it's always subject to change as time goes on and we learn more about how the game's going to play. Okay, Ursula's Cauldron. This is a 2-cost item. Peer into the depths. Tap, look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 on the top of your deck and the other on the bottom. See, I already like this card better than the Mulan card we just saw, the Reflection card. Where is it? Reflection. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put them back on the top of your deck in any order. It's very limiting. It's limiting you. Whereas Ursula's Cauldron is actually going, okay, let me see these 2 cards. All right, out of these 2, I would rather have this card. Let me get the other card out of my way so I can keep drawing into more and more gas, right? Now, yes, it's possible that both cards are gas, quote unquote, right? But it's something that I would like to see over the other one. I want to get through my cards as fast as possible, and then just be able to pick the best cards out of the bunch that I can, you know. So okay, Dr. Facilier, or Facilier, however you say it, 7 cost, 4/5, quest for 3 with shift 5. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, a 5 cost 4/5 that quest for 3 is wild, right? That's already insane. So let's see what Into the Shadows does. Whenever one of your other characters is banished in a challenge, you may return that card to your hand. Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's wild. Just straight away, if you can play this card on turn 5, it seems very, very good to me. Now, he's not inkable, okay, but he quests for 3, and he has recursion built in. Because you can see it like this. Whenever one of your characters is banished in a challenge. So whether they challenge your character or you challenge their character. So you can literally play this card on turn 5 or 6 or 7 whenever you can, you know, like actually legally play him, of course. So play him. And then you could attack with your whole board. Anything that dies or trades or is banished, excuse me, you know, is banished in this game. Whatever gets banished comes right back to your hand. You just replay it. And they just lost their character, right? You know, or theoretically. I'm going 9 out of 10. I think this card's excellent. 9 out of 10. And here's another Dr. Facilier, or Facilier, however you say it. Remarkable Gentleman. That's a great title. I like that. Remarkable Gentleman. Dreams Made... Oh, excuse me. He's a 3-cost 2/4 that quests for 1. Dreams Made Real. Whenever you play a song, you may look at the top 2 cards of your deck, put 1 on the top of your deck and the other on the bottom. Okay, so that's just like the Cauldron. That's just like Ursula's Cauldron here. Excellent. Very excellent. And that's whenever you play a song. It's a little limited to when we can play songs. But who knows? Maybe there's going to be a orange-purple deck or amber-amethyst deck where you just play lots of songs and you get lots of recursion. You know, because you do have friends on the other side, right? You have 3-cost friends on the other side. And it costs 3 and he costs 3. So you can technically sing this. whenever you play a song. So would you draw... Here's my question. Let's say you have Dr. Facilio down and you sing Friends on the Other Side. Let me read how that's worded. A character that costs 3 or more can tap to sing the song for free. So would you draw the 2 cards first, or would you be able to look at the top 2 cards first? Or would you get to choose? Like, do you get to choose priority on that? I don't know. If anyone knows, please tell me. I think that's a very interesting interaction, though. Okay. All right, let's keep going. The Queen, Wicked in Vain. Oh, sorry. Dr. Facilier, the 3 costs 2, 4 quests for 1 without ability. I'm going to give that a 6 out of 10. 6.5 out of 10. The Queen, Wicked in Vain. 5 costs 4, 5. Tap, draw a card. I didn't even read the quest counter. I just saw tap, draw a card. Okay. Okay, this is a 5 cost 4, 5. You would rather do so many things with that, wouldn't you? I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10 because you're drawing a card with it. It only quests for 1. It is inkable. Maybe I give it a 7 out of 10 because of that. And it's a 4/5, so if you do tap it and they want to take her out, they got to invest into that. Oh, man. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. It is very powerful, actually, the more I think about it. Yeah, that seems very good. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. Awesome card. You love when cards draw, right? You love when a card replaces itself, when you can draw cards. Excellent. Okay, we have Ursula here. 7 cost 2, 8. And taps for 3. Quest for 3. Ursula, power hungry. It's too easy is her ability. It's too easy. When you play this character, so when you play the character, as in from your hand, each opponent loses 1 lore, and you may draw a card for each lore lost this way. Okay, I'm not a big fan of multiplayer interactions when it comes to cards. That's actually one of the reasons I don't play Magic the Gathering anymore. The current setup is very geared around Commander is just like 4 players duking it out. I'm not interested. I'd rather it be a 1 versus 1. I understand why they have these effects in the game, and I think the effect is still strong, period, because in my mind, this is just they lose 1 lore, I draw 1 card, I have a 7 cost 2, 8 and play that can quest for 3 for the rest of the game. I'll take it. I'm still going to give this card an 8 out of 10. But after seeing what we just saw from Dr. Facilier, or Facilier, however you say this, this card, this is wild. This is a 5 cost 4, 5. That quest for 3. Right? So actually think about that. If for whatever reason Doc and Ursula run into each other, Doc actually wins that with 1 health left, right? So, 4 goes into 8 twice, 2 goes into 5 3 times, 2.5 times, right? So he's just better in every way, and he costs 2 less if you can shift him. Otherwise, they cost the exact same, and they both quest for 3. Now, Ursula does draw you a card and makes your opponent lose a lore. And, Doc here his is a little more situational, his ability, but still, that's just really good stuff here. I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10 for Ursula. Okay, last but not least, we got Freeze. 2 cost freeze action, exert chosen opposing character. Okay, this is really good at just tapping something down, taking it out with one of your better characters. Just a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Okay, guys, that's it for Amethyst. Really good stuff here. Just to wrap up, they have a lot of rush going on, a lot of card draw. They got Zeus and Rafiki rushing in. Lots of card draw, like I said, Friends on the Other Side, and Maleficent, Sorceress, and the, what was the other one called? The Queen, I think it was. Yeah, the Queen coming in, drawing a card for us. Ursula drawing a card for us. Looking at the top 2 cards with Ursula's Cauldron and Dr. Facilier, the Remarkable Gentleman here. Cards in your hand are going to make Jafar stronger. So you see a lot going on here. What else? And also Mickey Mouse, like I'm saying, with Magic Broom. You got Magic Mirror to draw you cards throughout the game. Plenty of evasive stuff. Right? Well, actually, I think, is Pascal the only evasive, the more I think of it? Maybe. I'm thinking of Red, has all the evasives. No, Jetsam had it. Jetsam can give it to Flotsam as well. And Tinkerbell had it. Okay, so there were a few. But anyway, all right, guys, y'all tell me what you think. I'm really feeling the purple vibe, man, here. Like, I'm going to be honest. Like, I feel like there's, like, Friends on the Other Side and Maleficent combined with Jetsam, Flotsam, and Marshmallow. Like, that alone is just a very disgusting curve, right? Like you're going to go turn 3 Maleficent, turn 4 you're going to Friends on the other side, Jetsam, Flotsam, Marshmallow, and I'm just beating you down the whole time, right? You know, you're just beating them down the whole time, and then any Flotsam or Jetsam you play from there is rushing, and it has evasive. You know, so I do feel like there's a lot going on there, a lot of strength in there. And purple seems very strong, guys. Steel and purple, or amethyst, I'm sorry. Steel and amethyst seems so good to me right now. Anyway, you guys tell me what y'all think. Am I crazy on this, or do you feel the same? What are your thoughts on it? Anything I might have missed? I love hearing it, guys. Don't be afraid to comment in the comment section below. Please like and subscribe. Until next time, guys, peace.